Everything simply froze. That's the reports now coming in. Biden may not survive the next 48 hours because everything just changed and there's nothing his family can do about it this time. I don't know if you heard the reports or the story. It just came out in the New York Times. We're going to cover it for you here today in just 1 minute. Do me a huge favor, and as we ask each broadcast, but it becomes ever more important with each day that passes, make sure you're still subscribed to Lisa. If you think you are, again, double check. If you're new here, we'd love you to subscribe. Also love you to subscribe to my channel. She'll put a link just above. You want to see us both with all our exclusive content, the videos you can't get anywhere else, what we work day and night on to make sure we give you the news in the format that we desire. All referenced, all research. You can check anything we put in those broadcasts, but it's the stories no longer allowed to be carried anywhere else. That place is restrictedrepublic.com. Get there today. Use discount code INDEPENDENCE. Declare your independence from all mainstream media. Trust me, folks, it's the best decision you can make today. You can cancel anytime, even with the special rate I'm going to give you. That's how confident we are you're going to go nowhere once you're there. Plus, we're going to give you 14 days for free to check it out. Use discount code INDEPENDENCE in monthly checkout. $4 a month, each month for 2 years. But let's get back to this broadcast. So to say pressure is on Joe Biden to withdraw from the 2024 presidential race would be, well, like saying Caitlin Clark's an okay basketball player. Both major understatements, obviously. We don't need to tell you the reasons why. That's not what this broadcast is here. We also know that Jill Biden has done everything to prop up her husband. Hunter now engaged in a mix, and it's why so many say it's a spinoff to Weekend at Bernie's, and rightfully so. Somebody eventually has to realize what's happening, but now they're not being given much of a choice. This breaking report just coming out.
New York Times reporting donors have told the largest pro-Biden super PAC that roughly $90 million in pledges are now frozen if Biden remains at the top of the ticket. But this may only be the beginning. Reports claim a coordinated Democratic rebellion is set to unfold during a brutal 48-hour stretch for Biden.
Well, now the title suddenly makes sense, doesn't it? A brutal 48 hours. We're going to go through the specifics of this major development in this campaign. Everything that just occurred that must have Biden's inner sanctum absolutely torn wide open. No one could do anything about this. In the game of political campaigns, there is one unavoidable brick wall that no matter how hard he tries, Biden can't avoid it, Joe Biden can't avoid it, and his handlers can't avoid it. But digressing for one moment, what is that one thing? Money. When the money's gone, the campaign is gone. Who reported on this initially is on your screen, the New York Times. You heard that Fox News clip reporting on this article. So after the debate, after the solo press conference, it now appears donor pressure may have reached a critical point yesterday, and the 48 hours will tell us if Biden is going to survive or not. And again, there is nothing Dr. Jill could do, but she will try her darndest. So in this report, it specifically states donors freeze cash. Some major Democratic donors told the largest pro-Biden super PAC, Future Forward, that they were freezing roughly $90 million in pledged donations. Do you know what percentage of his overall draw that is? I'm going to tell you in a moment. As long as President Biden was atop the ticket, according to two people briefed on the conversations who spoke on the conditions of anonymity, given the sensitivity of the situation, because you're going to find out what they do to you. Another breaking report, if you break rank. Man, this campaign it's becoming scary now, what they're trying to do. Biden's recent big boy news conference appears to have done little to reassure any of his fellow Democrats. What's worse is following that individual big boy press conference, we are now up to 19 at time of this airing of number of Democrats urging Biden to drop out. It's going to be larger by the end of the weekend. Remember, 48 hours to survive. Who's going to replace him? Kamala Harris, some screaming. Well, we'll see. But there actually is more evidence within the same article. In an email to members, the Movement Voter Project, a political action committee that supports grassroots progressives and Democrats, said it would be joined in the chorus of donor groups asking Biden to step aside. The PAC surveying its grassroots partners found that 74%, you're not hearing me wrong, 74% of its respondents want another candidate. When the money goes, the campaign goes. And a major amount of the money just set sail. This is a rebuttal of the president's claims that only elites were trying to push him out. No, it's everybody wants him out. Well, at least 74%. The PAC also confirmed it would support Next Generation PAC, which was aimed to raise $100 million for a top ticket replacement to Biden. And who do they lean towards? You got me. Kamala Harris. Can't make any of this up. But if that wasn't bad enough, $90 million being frozen, when the Times reports that his total take so far has been $240 million, that's over 1/3 of his total campaign take. And now with Biden not wanting to appear in the public, his handlers saying limited camera time for you, they can only rely on these new broadcast commercials, campaign ads. That's what they're leaning on. But without $90 million, that's going to be real difficult to pull off because those things aren't cheap. So how bad is this financial setback? Is this enough to push Biden out of the race? Well, it appears the mainstream media is now convinced it's time for him to go because they have turned on him accordingly. No one should ever underestimate, however, the Biden's family to drive influence and power. I won't take that away from them. Jill is not going to go down without a fight. Yes, I keep saying Jill. I never say Joe because this is driven by everyone but Joe Biden at this point. But what's worse is what happens when the campaign turns to threats. CNN's the one who said it. I'll let you listen to them rather than hear from me.
One thing that many of the folks that we spoke with that they are so furious about is this idea that when people have gone to these inner circle of advisors around the president to express some of these concerns, that they were not taken seriously or really brushed aside. This is what one top Democrat told me. They said everyone who expresses any level of suspicion or contrary views, they call everyone and they beat the shit out of them and say, stay on message. Now,
oh, you didn't hear that wrong. CNN correspondent Lee stating specifically, everyone who expresses any level of suspicion or contrary views, they call everyone and they beat the shit out of them. Quote, unquote. Oh, how the tide has turned, but then Jake Tapworm comes in and makes it even worse. I just think there is an unfortunate inevitability to all of this. I am sad because I have known him for so long and he's a good man. I am angry at his inner circle has not served him well in a time committed malpractice in their service. And I am frustrated at the family for not expanding the circle so that there would be a truth teller or two in the midst. They created a perfect storm of an echo chamber and it's biting them all in the ass. Yes. CNN is covering their tracks, actually pretending that they haven't been involved with this since the very beginning. Oh, we can go report after report. Major Democratic donors devise plan to pressure Biden to step aside. But what did I tell you? From the beginning, when the money runs out, Biden runs out. A 48-hour Democrat rebellion, it's being called. The game has changed. It is different now. They were not impressed by his big boy presser. It simply didn't work. It shows that the dam is still breaking. And now even Bill Maher coming out of the woodwork, predicting the exact date, which I won't do. I don't date set, ever. He joked that when the 81-year-old bows out, he will pick August 9th is the date. The same day that Richard Nixon became the only president to resign in 1974. See, when do jests and jokes turn into reality? What will we be looking at? Some still arguing that we're going to deal with Gretchen Whitmer, some arguing it's Gavin Newsom, some arguing it's Kamala Harris. In my opinion, there's only one way they can go, the easiest way to get the money back into the campaign. And that way is, well, not Joseph Biden anymore. And not Gavin Newsom. And not Gretchen Whitmer. There's probably only one person that we're going to be looking at, as terrifying and scary as that is. However, that one person, being Kamala Harris, could be replaced by one other fairly easily, by the name of Hillary Rodham Clinton. We will see, as many of you still doubt that Joe Biden will ever pull out of this race. But now the tarot cards of the campaign are saying something entirely different. And the almighty dollar is screaming to Joe Biden, the game is over. Biden's clock is ticking, and the next 48 hours may very well tell us everything. If Biden survives it, or his campaign survives it, or not. I love you all. Can't thank you enough for tuning in. Until next time, Godspeed and God bless. Justice Knight, signing out.